Imagine a world-class athlete training before dawn, the only sound their breath and the rhythm of their movements. No cheering crowds, no flashing cameras, just dedication in the quiet solitude. This is the power of working hard in silence. Let's be very honest. Success doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It doesn't come wrapped in applause or overnight recognition. The real work, the real success, one that changes lives and brings a positive impact on the person itself and its society, is achieved through work done in silence. The silence of the early mornings when one is watching, and in the late nights when doubts creep in. These small, unseen battles lay the foundation of the most courageous work, which leads to huge achievements. Think about legendary athletes, entrepreneurs, businessmen, the innovators, the masters of the craft. All of them didn't announce to the world what they were going to do. They simply worked in silence and showed the world their achievements. And when the world finally noticed their astonishing work, it wasn't because they asked for attention. It was because their work, their accomplishments, and their innovations spoke louder than words ever could. Whether you want to work in silence and announce your achievements to the world, or you want to announce your words to the world and let doubts creep in, the choice is yours. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, well done is better than well said. In this video, we're going to delve into the psychological underpinnings of silent work, examine historical examples, analyze the benefits and challenges, and ultimately offer practical strategies for cultivating this powerful approach to achieving goals. Working in silence boosts intrinsic motivation, the kind of motivation needed to fuel the fire within you, rather than just relying on external validation and appreciation, the weak and unreliable type of motivation. Daniel Pink, in his book Drive, explains very clearly that actual motivation doesn't really from claps of people, their approval, their applause, or getting some fancy titles. It comes from autonomy, mastery, and purpose. When you work with interest, to take on challenges, and for the satisfaction of improving yourself, you become powerful and unstoppable. That work you're doing itself becomes the reward, with success just being the byproduct of it. Let's talk about the concept of flow state. When you work in solitude, but with proper focus and concentration, you enter into flow state, where time seems to disappear, distractions fade, and productivity rises to a whole new level. As described by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's research, which shows that this deep concentration leads to peak creativity and performance, unlocking new levels of efficiency, productivity, and effectiveness that scattered attention never can. That's the power of working in silence, to get into that flow state where work isn't a burden anymore. It becomes a form of meditation and a type of achievement itself. There's another downside of seeking external validation and relying on applause and claps of people. It leads to ego trap. The high praises from people can instill ego in you, which makes you think you've already achieved a lot, and it hinders your real progress. In a way, it traps you into a vicious cycle where every turn hinders your growth and destroys your potential. On the other hand, silence fosters humility, allowing you to stay grounded and improve without distraction. That's the power of working in silence. It's not possible to talk about the importance of working in silence without proving it through the case studies of historical legendary figures who, rather than making noise through words, made noise through their accomplishments. The first case study we're going to talk about is that of Marie Curie. Marie Curie's journey didn't involve working with many people and getting instant recognition. Instead, her journey involved relentless work using facts and knowledge, often carried in isolation in a dimly lit lab with poor equipment. Her belief in the power of science was too strong to be distracted by external forces. There were no guarantees, no applause, no claps, no titles, only the quiet persistence of a mind determined to uncover something greater than itself. She didn't chase fame or success. Her purpose was much bigger. And in following that purpose, success became a byproduct. She became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize in the history, and the only person to ever win in 2 different scientific fields. Her life journey proves that foundation of true success isn't built on public applause. It is built on working consistently and silently with perfect focus. In the words of Marie Curie, one never notices what has been done. One can only see what remains to be done. Moving on to our second case study, it's time to talk about the author of legendary Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling. Her life story is a perfect testament of the fact that persistence and working in silence matters more than anything. Before the world even knew what Harry Potter was, she used to sit in cafes, using free hours to write and think different ideas without anyone knowing what she was up to. She worked without any guarantees of success or recognition. At first, she got rejected by multiple publishers all over the world. But she didn't stop her work. She didn't seek any applause from the world. Instead, she focused on her work. When Harry Potter finally found its way into the world, it became a global phenomenon. Every person, whether a kid, a teenager, or an elder human being, each and every person was aware of Harry Potter. The magic of her success was forged in the solitude of those early writing days. And that's the secret to greatness. Doing impeccable work when no one is watching, even when doubts and uncertainties are around, and never giving up on your dreams. In the words of Thomas Edison, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. This world is full of distractions, whether it's social media, notifications, or watching reels for hours. Maintaining attention has become quite difficult. Those who have mastered the art of working in silence with 100% concentration are already ahead of others. Eliminating distractions improves focus and creativity. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing what truly matters with full attention. The quality of your work matters more than quantity of your work. You can put in extra hours, but without focus and clarity of mind. Will you be able to achieve your goals within time? Never. The most successful people don't multitask their way to greatness and success. They carve out distraction-free time to work with full attention. Silence isn't empty. It's where real work gets done. Innovation and creativity begins in solitude. Those distraction-free hours are the most important hours of the day. This is the time where mind generates new and innovative ideas. This is the time where all that information connects and different possibilities are explored. Don't consider silence and solitude as some kind of loneliness. In fact, it is a breeding ground for breakthroughs. Working without external pressure is the most beautiful gift of working in solitude and silence. When you share your ideas, your dreams, your strategies to people, they start to have unreal expectations from you that puts huge pressure on you to achieve all those things. When external pressure builds up, it's difficult to work at your best level. And when you can't work at your best, doubts creep in, which diminish your chances of meeting all the goals you talk to people about. And what happens next? You got it right. Anxiety and depression kicks in. The vicious cycle of destruction starts, and suddenly you are left there wondering what went wrong. Thus, the most important takeaway of the discussion so far is that always keep your goals to yourself and work consistently on them until you achieve them, and then introduce your achievements to the world. Working in silence removes that external pressure. allowing you to focus on progress rather than perception. It's the principle of life that nothing ever works perfectly. Similar principle applies to working in silence. It comes with many challenges. Let's discuss them one by one. The first challenge is maintaining motivation. Staying motivated, external validation or approval for such a long period might be a difficult task. When no one is applauding your work, your brain consciously or subconsciously compels you to doubt your work, and you start asking yourself whether all this work is actually worth it or not. You progress feels slow, but in reality, you are on the right track, and everything will be worth at the end. If you want to overcome this challenge, just remember, the most successful people don't rely on constant praise to keep going. They keep going because they believe in what they're doing. Just keep in mind, why did you start this work in the first place? The second challenge is combating self-doubt. When you work alone in silence, it's possible that self-doubt whispers in yours, you are not good enough, or none of your work matters, or you should quit. At that moment, you might need someone to come and tell you that your work is important and you're intelligent enough to do it. But remember, those whispers aren't based on facts and knowledge. They are mere tests which you have to pass. Every great achievement was once just an idea someone had to believe in before anyone else did. The key is to push forward anyway, to silence the negativity with action. That's the best possible solution to overcome the chaos of self-doubt. The third challenge is seeking feedback. Engrave this in your mind. Working in silence doesn't mean you shut down the good and honest people too. Remember, every idea, every work, every innovation needs feedbacks from the most influential, most intelligent and intellectual people. While your dedication should be self-driven, seeking feedback is crucial for growth. The constructive criticism that is based on facts and figures is important to sharpen your skills, to give you better ideas and strategies. Seeking feedback from the right people isn't validation. It's about elevation. While overcoming challenges in your pursuit, remember what Nelson Mandela said: "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Let's move on to the most important segment of our video. It's time you learn the practical steps and strategies to do work in silence. Follow the following step-by-step guide. Set clear goals. Create a dedicated workspace. Use different time management techniques, for example. Time blocking. Avoid distractions. Develop a routine and follow it strictly. Overcome challenges by considering them as mere tests. Get influence from the most successful people. Embrace discomfort. Seek feedback from the right people. Fortune favors the bold. Virgil. A study published in Psych Central indicates that over-reliance on external validation can lead to increased anxiety and depression, whereas self-validation enhances emotional well-being and confidence. Furthermore, insights from NewLab suggest that self-validation reduces dependence on others' approval, leading to improved productivity and a more authentic work approach. If you are waiting for someone to approve the efforts you're making and want them to clap for it, you're wasting your emotions and your energy. Throw the concept of external validation out of your personality. Work in silence and give your all. Achieve that big goal. Work for that beautiful, courageous life you want, all behind closed doors. But don't forget the importance of seeking feedback from the right people. They might provide valuable insights and help you further refine your ideas till you achieve perfection. Remember, a lion never has to tell people that it's a lion.